And we are live. So, waiting a few minutes to see who pops in. A little impromptu. I was inspired by Aiden. I was talking to him live for a little bit, and I thought, well, why not go live tonight and chat with some folks? See how people are doing, how their week is going. Maybe pull a few cards, like little collective cards. I do have a couple cards promised for one of my viewers. Let's see if she pops up. And then we'll go on from there. Nancy! Hi, how are you? It's been a while. How are you doing? Oh, no, we got Arlene's popping in. Oh my goodness, Scott is popping in. Hello. Ron, Jackie. Wow, I wasn't expecting everybody popping in so fast. I figured I'd be maybe talking to hear from myself for a little bit. Just okay. That's how you get the right answers, right? Answering yourself, talking to yourself. Dean, I was thinking about you today. I guess a while back on one of maybe it was Nasty Women lives, I had asked about information on my great grandmother, Ava. And because there's no information when I found her on ancestry.com, in the family trees. And Dean, you said something very interesting. And I typically don't write a lot of things down. I try to remember it all. But I was going through my old notebook today. And Dean, you described my great grandma Ava. And I'm not sure if that was Ava or if it was another great grandma, but a couple months ago, I had a dream that I was introduced to a great grandmother of mine. And who I saw in my dream, Dean, is exactly how you described her during this live. It's just crazy that you're here. This is awesome. Hi, Viviani. Hello, everybody coming in. Oh, Dean, it's so crazy that you popped in. Oh, my goodness. Well, maybe this is her confirming for me because I wasn't sure. Was it great grandma Ava? Was it another great grandma that I have? But in this dream, there was one female relative that told me to go inside a building and to ask about a great grandmother. And no names were specific. And I was pointing to this woman across the room, and there were like other people moving around. There was a couple of other women. It almost kind of looked like maybe like a little tiny store or something. And I saw this woman. She was around my height. She wasn't a tall woman. She wasn't short, but she was, let's see, I've dropped about an inch or so since I've gotten older. So I would say she's probably about 5'6", 5'7", not super tall, but not short. And Scott, oh my goodness. I have got to find this. So I'm just going to keep saying hello to everybody as you're popping in. Okay. This is just so crazy, Dean, that you popped up. My jaw dropped. Let's see. It's got to be right here. Here we go. My notes from that night. And when I asked about my great grandma Ava, how I just described them. Well, when I went in, the woman, was her. She had peppered hair. It was dark with some light into it. She had a shawl on, black stockings. Like she was like maybe the business owner, or she was maybe middle. I'm not quite sure middle class or what, but I just remember being pointed to her, and I remember going up to her and asking her if I could hug her and say hello. And This is what you wrote. The Hermit's Corner. She's a woman with short, curly, gray hair, wearing a shawl. Um, Healer and metaphysics. And then let's see. Okay, then Kevin's loving vibrations was under you, saying possibly bad food or poisoning. But you described her. She's a woman with short, curly gray hair, wearing a shawl, and that's exactly what she looked like. I saw a little bit more of a dark. It was more salt and pepper. But Dean, whoever this spirit that you picked up, whether this was my great grandma Ava or another great grandma that was presenting herself to you, boy, dude, you nailed it. So thank you. That's how. This is so exciting. I was able to share that with you. I was going to go and maybe see if I could find your email and email you about that. So, hello, Manasa. And if anybody has a hard time hearing me, let me know. I do have the fan on. It's a little muggy here. Let me just pop in. Did I miss anybody? Teresa, hello, Teresa. Oh, I'm just so tickled. Everybody is. Yes, thank you so much. That was an awesome, awesome read. Even just that tiny little description, boom. So, yeah, I had totally forgotten I had asked that night and that I had written it down. And I was going through my books. I just came across it a couple of days ago because I've been doing live reads on mysteries. I've been reading with Allie and Kelly on Marilyn Monroe on Monday. Look at this awful glare off of my glasses. Can't help it. Shit. Shoot. And we're doing Amelia Earhart tomorrow. So I've been watching, saying, wow, I got to take notes. So I've been pulling out my book and writing, flip the page, and bam, there it was. So absolutely crazy. Hi, Flowing. Thank you for coming. And yes, I thank your guides for helping me and much appreciated. I didn't write down when it was 11:20. Wow, so it was last year, Dean. Wow. Yeah, Sharon got me Irish and Lisa got me rural countryside, agriculture. Uh, Kevin, healing medium. People would go to her for healing, readings. Her last name was Ava Cassidy. Um, I know Andrea Galvin asked if it was a Butch Cassidy connection, but I don't think so. I don't know if I ever threw cards on because at this time, well, that time last year, I didn't even have my channel going. So, I was still practicing and getting into the flow of everything. So, and there's Serena. Hello, Serena. And just really quick, I am going to share some cards with Serena. I figured it would be easier to show them to her instead of trying to type them all in through Instagram. And Serena, I will keep what the reading was about privately unless you feel like you want to share in chat. But these are the cards. So I'm getting water, passion. I'm getting more water. I'm getting earth and water. So I can share. Okay, so Serena had to go to the ER last night. She had a hard time breathing. She's okay now. She's home, and I asked her if she wanted me to maybe throw some cards for her for a general energy reading because I really don't like trying to be too specific on health wise, because if I should be wrong, I just don't want to mislead. I know some readers are really good at that. I'm a little more hesitant to do that, but I did want to pull just a few cards before we get started, because I'm more than happy to pull some cards for everybody who's joining me tonight. And just so, Serena, I know a lot of us know that you are going through a lot trying to find a new home. It's very stressful, very anxiety, and that's what I was getting in a lot of my different cards. You're feeling that your success is blocked. Been kind of anxious, trying to get rid of those negative thoughts about not finding a home. I did get, the passion card, the soul, maybe some tears, but I'm also getting water in this card. I'm getting fluidity, water in this one as well. More water, even though it does says earth, but there's the word home. So there's a lot of emotions, I think. Um, I don't know if necessarily you're suppressing, but you are going through emotionally a lot. And that does take um, a toll on, our bodies when we're constantly in that feeling of anxiety, fear, not knowing what's going to happen. And it can build up. It can make us not feel well. And the last card out of that deck that I pulled was groundedness, and even the word gravity. So, um, kind of the gravity of the situation is what you experienced, last night. So, along with the home and the earth, I also got the groundedness. So, you're going to have to start maybe focusing on being more grounded, letting your emotions flow about this. Don't suppress them. If you have to cry, cry. Um, Making sure too with all this water, making sure you are drinking plenty of water, um, making sure that you're keeping an eye on what you're eating. I love in her headpiece right here the beautiful fruits, kind of like the fruits of the land, of the labor of the water, how the earth is nourishing to us. So you need to, I feel like you need to nourish your body, make sure you stay connected to what's going on in your body, before it gets a little maybe too out of hand where you have to go and unfortunately experience an ER. I've been there plenty of times myself. It sucks. I totally get it. But hopefully the situation needs to be taken seriously. I hope now. Gravity, of course, means heaviness, being weighted down, and also the phrase being gravity of the situation. I pulled just a couple gemstone cards, and again, I got the same heart centered, being living present in the moment, trying to let go of that fear, the anxiety, seraphonite, honesty, being sure that you're being honest with yourself about what you're feeling inside, what your body is going through, being honest with those, not just with yourself but with others around you too. Third eye connecting. Remember, you can call on your spirit guides, your spirit team, your angels. They're there to help you. And of course, again, protection and being grounded. So there's another grounding crystal. You need to protect your health. You need to make sure that you're taking good care of yourself, your body, on all levels, mentally, physically, spiritually. There's your team, and making sure that you have healthy coping skills to get you through this. So, excuse me, just make sure that you're paying attention to what your body, is telling you, and listen to, recommendations from your doctors on what you need to do. And wish you for the best, girl. And let me just get this here, and then I can jump right back into chat and see if I missed anything. Kathy's Guided Light. Hello, Kathy. Welcome. So happy to see everybody popping in here this evening. Kala Lizzie. Hello, sweetheart. Oh, wow. Okay, making sure I got caught up. So, wow. How's everybody's week going? Thursday already. Tomorrow, Friday. A friend of mine lost her mother this week, so I've been keeping in touch with her. New moon tonight. Can't forget about bringing that up. So, um, oh, I'm going, what's hello? Oh, but it's hello. Gotcha, Kala. So yeah, new moon tonight, new beginnings. So wondering if anybody's got anything that they can share, with all of us, and see what your plans are. Are because on August 1st we also have the very first harvest celebration of the season, and it's going to be Lunasat, which is a pagan holiday. And when Christianity took over, they decided to call it Lammas, and it's basically the same thing. The very first harvest, the baking of the breads, going into the garden, seeing what can be ripened, what can be picked, and corn dolls were made to represent a successful rest of the harvest. So new moon to plant to begin new things, and on Monday, we start harvesting things that we've already planted in the past. Decks tonight. When it comes to my decks and my crystals, I typically don't put them in the out during the new moon for me. It's the dark moon for me. It's a lot of about just letting go of a lot of heavy dark stuff. Um, letting For me, it's shadow work for me, um, but it's also planting, because in the seeds grow in the dark, like the lotus starts in the mud and grows through that dark water until it blooms when it breaks the surface and becomes a beautiful lotus flower. So good time to recharge crystals. Mine sit out, but I love putting my crystals out when it's like 2 or 3 days before the full moon, and then to up until 2 to 3 days after the full moon, and get them fully charged. But yes, we all have different energies and how we connect and charge with our crystals. So I would love to hear what everybody's planning. How do you charge your decks in the moonlight? Well, for me, if I wanted to charge decks, just putting them in the windowsill or on a shelf or a table where, the full moon light will hit it, or you can even just draw down the moon, just see that full moon energy, and just imagine that beautiful light coming in through you, through your hands, and you can even hold your hands over your cards and your decks. But I'd like to see what Serena would like to suggest too. And while I'm waiting to see if anyone wants a card, I was drawn to a couple of decks. And for fun, I haven't used these cards in a while. And I got these when I saw Debbie Freebird Spirit started using them last year. And let's see what our our gummies have to say. Can I charge them in potato salad? Oh, you're funny, Colin Lizzie. Yeah, with whoop. Ooh, 5 of Swords. Defeat, maybe letting something go. Something didn't quite work out. Walking away um, from those, who might not resonate with you anymore, might not connect with you anymore, or boundaries and things that you had to put up. So there's 5 of Swords. It's usually the defeat card, but maybe it could also be something that in your personal life that might have been a negative habit, or say negative habit, but things that might be unhealthy for us that we've defeated, like negative self-talk. Mean gummy. Not a happy gummy. Let's see, that one flipped right out. These are real. Whoop, oh my goodness, these are very slippery and interesting. New moon, I got the moon. So even though the moon is hidden, she is still there. And tonight's going to be completely dark. So definitely a time to maybe connect with emotions that we may not have been wanting to deal with, or situations or issues, maybe things unresolved. that are kind of kept hidden. Maybe bringing them out within us and working on it, which can also, coincides with the Five of Swords, defeating negative self-talk, um, allowing, walking away from people or situation or places that are no longer healthy for us. And then I got the Four of Swords, which is rest. So make sure you get plenty of rest. Um, because, a lot of personal work, shadow work, um, it can be draining, for some. So we need to make sure that we keep that balance of doing our work that we need on all different levels, but making sure that we take time to rest and recuperate and get our energy back up. And looking at the bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles, you know. Um, so that wonderful energy of, being grounded, abundant, um, in control of finances, kind of like sitting, kind of on our throne, taking in, looking in around us of what we have, taking inventory. That was one of the words I was thinking of. So also kind of taking inventory of what, at this time, maybe what we're feeling, what we're experiencing, what we need to express, whether it be to an individual or if we have people like today, I got to speak to my counselor and I released things to my counselor that's been going in my life as of late, and or having a journal, writing a journal down, getting your thoughts and your feelings and everything, working on the journal, sitting in meditation, rest too. That could be meditation, and connecting with your guides, grounding yourself, and just sitting there and taking an inventory in of everything that's going on in your life. And with the new moon, things that you want changed, you can start making, taking the seeds and planting them in the dark. And then as the full moon gets closer, those projects um, or new ways of looking at things, changes in our behaviors or lifestyles, all those positive things that we want to change starts to grow um, and become fulfilled by the full moon. So that's I was just curious to see what it was. The next card on the bottom, and then with it, right next to it would be the King of Cups. So yeah, emotional as well. Having that emotional connection with ourselves, maybe with our past, what we need to focus on in the future, and what we look to forward to. In the present, and what we look forward to doing and working on in the future. And that little fish in the back, because that little fish, for me, it's like peeking around the corner. The wisdom, it's there, and they're both seated in a place where it's like, okay, we did the work. We can sit back now and look over and see what, is ahead of us, what we want to work on. Getting that journal out and pen to paper and just jotting down everything that we would like to see changed, and where we have also not just what we feel needs to be changed, but balancing it with, the positive of what is good, or what is doesn't need to be changed, and what we can work on, from there on those particular projects or ideas. So if I'm kind of coming off a little confusing, just let me know. But these days lately, a lot of information comes in all at once, and it's like I'm trying to keep up with what's coming in without stumbling over um, what I want to say. So I think I'll take a moment to put these away. This deck, let's see. Yeah, it's a cute deck. It is the Gummy Tarot, the Gummy Bear Tarot. So if anybody else in the meantime would like a card or have a personal or spiritual question, trying to, I don't really do like politics, but anyone has something they would like to ask on this new moon, I can do that as well. So I'm just going to go and shuffle some more cards and see what they have to say. Hi, Kristen. Thank you for joining us, joining myself. Let's just see what we get to. Remember to rejoice and laugh. When times are rough or times get a little hard, make sure that kind of like being grateful and finding something fun, especially with everything going on in the world, kind of taking a break from that negative energy, stagnant energy, and just remembering to laugh. That beautiful apricot color is also your chakra color of your navel energy center area, and that's creativity, um, sensuality, place of warmth, but really that place of creation. Laugh, laugh through the belly. Um, Helps release those serotonins that help us with fight when we're dealing with depression or difficult situations. That's a great color. I love that flower. It's so pretty. Oh, and I did see a question. I am a polytheist and work with Norse gods primarily. How might I connect better with my deities? Okay. One of the first things that jumped into my head is, of course, meditation. Creating possibly an ambience in your room or around you, playing music that might belong to your that belongs to the culture, to your deities from that area. Um, Maybe some food, maybe some automatic writing in a journal, or just sitting there, closing your eyes, listening to music, and just allowing whatever messages or images that they send you, to come through. But I'll pull some cards from my Shaman Stream Oracle. That's one that I was guided to pull from. Hello, Hilda. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, meditation's kind of hard these days for a lot of people with everything going on, in the news, in our own personal lives, making ends meet. I can say that from my perspective. Okay, and the first card I got was the Galactic Mushroom, the Divine Matrix. So there again, reaching out and getting grounded and connecting to your ancestors, or these are not your ancestors. Here, let me just double check to make sure that I need to have more right now. I can remember my deities up. So, Kristen, I'm not sure if you are Scandinavian or from that area. Do shrooms? Well, it's interesting that she put that on there because this is called the Shaman Stream, and so there are indigenous cultures, shamanic cultures that we know, different countries, South America, North America, and in Europe, Eastern Europe, everywhere they have plants in their forests that they take through ceremony, dedicated ceremony, to be able to help connect to their higher power, to source. It's the connection with the DMT, that's in our brains. So I'm sure that's why they put that in there, because there are some that do. That's how they connect, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do any type of hallucinogenic to be able to contact spirit. And I think too, with this is like the divine matrix, just kind of maybe tapping in, seeing on the ground, on earth, connecting with Gaia, and just allowing yourself to connect to her, and then allowing their voices. It could be their voices if you're clairaudient, but just allowing the images to flow through you, looking for the symbolism, looking to see what messages they may have to tell you. Um, and beloved, welcoming them into your heart, radical acceptance. Um, Radical acceptance is actually a DBT a component of DBT. Radical acceptance, radically accepting things about ourselves, others, things that are going on in the world, and not having to accept them as fact or fact or acceptance in for us personally, but just in the fact that it's um, accepting things as they are, not saying that you can't change them. Radical acceptance is just being able to see, okay, this is my current situation, whatever it may be. And, I have to accept that this is it, but also knowing at the same time, you have the power to change. We do have free will to a certain degree on this planet. And I love how they put it with the heart and the beloved. So that's connecting with, on so many different levels. It could be connecting with the beloved that you see as your higher spirit, or as, Kristen, you said your deities that you work with. I'm not sure if there's a specific one that you work with the most. I know someone who works with Freya, who follows the Norse deities, but her love and connection is to Freya. So that beloved could be the one that you work with the most, that you feel deepest in your heart. Um, Loving yourself for who you are, no matter what you may see as faults, um, and the radical acceptance of being, who we are, and knowing that accepting how we are or how things are is a starting point, which opens us up to being able to change or correct what no longer serves us and lets things go. And Thorhold, there we go. Awesome. But, making sure that, we have self love for ourselves. A lot of times in past readings, the beloved is, making sure that before we have true love for another person, whether it's intimate or a close friendship or with family, um, that we have that self love first. That is so important. And I just saw Colorful Foresight. So, hello, welcome. And the third card is the universe is your partner. It's in your hands, in the hands. So all you have to do is just reach out to those deities that you connect with, and to feel their energy, and just ask them, to guide you, give you put out there that, like, how can I better understand you? What lessons do you have for me that I can learn from, that can better myself, and or help strengthen my connection to you? Um, Give me a sign. And if it doesn't necessarily come in meditation, at least put that out there, saying, I'm putting this out, I'm looking for a sign, with an open heart, with an open mind, and then be open to whatever signs or symbols they may show you. Um, but that's beautiful. It's like, I love the hand because it's like you're reaching out, and then they're also giving at the same time. So you're working together. It's not only one sided. You're working with them through your heart and through the divine matrix of Mother Earth. Whether or not you take hallucinogens for spiritual practice, that could be too, for me, lighting incense, burning Palo Santo wood, um, cedars, different, incenses or herbs that also helps bring us. Another one that I love, I haven't burned in a while, is copal. It's a resin that it's a strong smell, but it's a very powerful scent to me. And I like to use that as well. So just ask them, and it's like reaching out your hand to them. I know it's kind of hard to see. It's like reaching your hand out to them, and there they are. They'll, put what you need right into your hand. It's beautiful. I hope that helped. Wonderful. Let's see. And here's Kala Lizzie. Sorry about my itch. Whenever I read, like a lot of readers, my nose starts to itch. I've been making a real effort to be consistent. Well, that's good. Whenever even if you can just do meditation for just a couple of minutes, at least you were able to slow your breath down and get into that space um, to be able to connect and get grounded. Um, and then from there, if you can only do a couple minutes at a time, the more you practice or the more you do it, try to add a couple more minutes. But even if it's just for like even 5 or 10 minutes daily, that makes such a big difference for a lot of people with our health. Because once you're able to get grounded and you're able to meditate, if it's just 10 or 15 minutes, your breath is still slowed down. You're connecting, you're feeling your breath, you're hearing your breath, and it calms and brings any of those emotions, boom, right down. So that in case you're feeling, especially if it's emotions out of control, whether, an argument with an individual, or um, you're getting anxious about something, or someone did something that upset you, and you're trying to, or even if you have, like I do, PTSD and anxiety, if you have a moment where that panic or the anxiety comes in, like 5 minutes of just, slow, deep breaths, boom, that just grounds you automatically and helps you pull in that energy so that you can relax for a few minutes and be able to respond in a more calm and centered and focused manner. It's like that mindfulness when you get to the wise mind, balancing the emotional and balancing the physical and bringing them together so that you have you're centered and focused and you're a clear mind. Yes, these are beautiful cards. I plan on doing a video live one of these days. Like Ben from Beneficial Tarot, he sat down. He was talking about some of the decks of cards that he loves. I love to collect the Colette Baron Reed ones. I have almost all of hers, and I just absolutely love the artwork that she chooses. She works with it's a very hard name to pronounce, Jenna Della Grottalia, and that would be the artist name right there. She has been working with Colette for, wow, I think at least 10 years. Yeah, just about 10 years. And the way they work together and right there on the bottom, look at the word mindful. So there again, there's the mindfulness, like the group thing, just grouping yourself together, pulling yourself and being just mindful of, the moment and the situation. I'll leave these cards out in case anybody else would like a card. Colorful Foresight, would you like a couple cards from this deck? Let me know. Seems like you like them. So let me just go up, make sure I didn't miss anything. And there's all different types of meditation. Some people's voices don't always, connect energetically with others. There's lots of them on YouTube and on other platforms. Someone mentioned Audible. There's another app called Calm, I believe. So there's lots of different ones that you can listen to that will have the right resonance that you can connect to and relax with. Okay, here. Is anyone else having internet issues? Oh, I keep freezing. Oh, it's not me. Um, Jackie says, okay, there. So I know there's been some crazy weather. My friend Jane lives down in outside of Missouri, out of St. Louis, and her area got hit with like, oh my God, 6 inches of rain within just a few hours or something. There's been a lot of storms moving through. I heard Kentucky Got hit with a lot of rain. Um, Hi, Joan B. I was lurking. So now everybody else is saying good. So it just may be the weather. Um, it's crazy all around. We finally got rain today. We have been having issues this summer with very little rain, and the parks that we enjoy going to have just haven't been getting much rain, and the grass is getting kind of crispy and everything. So today was the first really good day of not heavy rainfall but consistent rainfall. Yeah, it takes a while, for us to connect with the right person with the right tone in their voice, the right resonance and cadence, and the way they talk, so and how they speak. So yeah, but that's what there's so many of them, so you're bound to find the perfect one for you. So I am going to just go ahead. Oh, so any exciting plans coming up for the weekend? I can't believe how fast this week has gone. And I'm going to be reading. Allie and Kelly are going to be, Circle of Friends are going to be my guests tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock on my channel. We are going to be reading on Amelia Earhart. And I started watching some videos on her today, and I just did not realize what an incredible woman she was. I mean, especially for her time. The records that she set, and she had a clothing line, and she was a feminist, and she supported equality, and the amendment for social equality, and just wanting to make sure that other women aviators who wanted to learn, you know, got to go to school. I mean, what an incredible life she had, even though she didn't live very long. Um, but man, she just, yes, she was. That was a life well lived. Did you see they just put a statue of her? I saw that while flipping through the videos, because it was, I believe, on Sunday. I think it was the anniversary of her disappearance. I believe I wrote the notes down with me trying to remember numbers, and um, that's wonderful that they did that for her. I'm really happy. I'm making, oh, she's making potato salad. Slug salad. Just taking it back, taking it easy. So I'll just keep shuffling, pulling out some cards. Anyone would like one, just let me know. I'm here for a little while longer. Kala Lizzie, boom. Aqua, experience peace and calm. There you go. And if you can, enjoy the water, taking a bath, going into the pool. If you can go to a beach, just allowing that water to, ow, guess who's here? Allowing to just feel that water cleansing you and refreshing, especially on a new moon. That energy will be following through tonight. So, yeah, he heard me talking to everybody, so he had to come and say hi. Say hi, Maz. Says, I don't know that I'm talking to other people, but hi, dear. So let mommy shuffle and talk to everybody. So, yep, we got water, we got calm and peace. I hope that's everybody's weekend. Just relaxing, staying cool if it's hot, staying dry if it's super wet. Sure, Arlene. Let's see. I think I'm going to keep pulling from the shaman stream I haven't used in a while. Would you like to help me pick a card out for Arlene? Would you like to pick out a card? Okay. Gotta tell me when to stop shuffling, though. No, that doesn't mean getting... No. You did this last night. No kitty butt. Come on, lay down. Come on. Lay down. Okay. Why don't you come here on my lap? Come on, come back on my lap. There we go. Yeah, be a good boy. Okay. What? Okay. Yep. Kitty. You're the star of the show, Mozzie. Okay, let's see. What card did we get for Arlene? Watchers. Transpersonal. So, watchers are usually referred to like our guardians, our spirit guides. So, I'll pull a couple cards. Yes, this is a good card. Yes, you want to show what the next one is? No, you can't knock it off the table. So, the next card, connectivity. And so it says the jeweled web and seeing how everything is all connected. Yep, you like that card too? That's a good boy. So connecting with your spirit guides, your higher power, your ancestors, anybody that you work with on a spiritual level. Now, I'm going to make you get down. If you can't lay down, stay in one spot. Okay. Come on. Nope. There we go. Yes. Oh, don't look at me that way. So, okay, Arlene. So we have the watchers, those who watch over us, our spirit guides, our guardian angels, our ancestor, maybe some of the elementals that live in our area, that take a loving and kind interest in us. It's showing to connect. There's the web, they're all connected. Make sure to be connecting with them. And Will of the Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. So if you feel like you might be working on some shadow work or things from the past, or even things that might not make you feel, it might make you feel a little uncomfortable, they're saying they're with you. So if you're in any of that situation where you need to work on things, just learn to know that there are treasures, not to always be afraid of the shadow, that there are treasures to be found, things to be learned about ourselves. Hold on one second. Get out of the plastic bag. Come on. Good boy. So, yes, I feel like you may be working on some things that would be considered shadow work. And I know that term's getting thrown around a lot, but shadow work are really things that um, maybe come from our past. No, you already had your chance. That came from our past, things that or maybe our present that we're working on. Maybe some things that we don't quite understand about ourselves, or we have maybe a difficult time accepting about ourselves. And honestly, I can connect with that because there are times with my mental health diagnosis that I had. There are days when I'm very accepting of it, and then there are times when I just, I've had enough, especially when you see things on the news or in social media, the way they speak about or portray individuals with mental health. And so there are things about me that sometimes kind of slip under into the dark, that I kind of push away. I don't want to accept or deal with or look at. Um, but that's there, and it's not to be afraid of. And by working on it, what I love too about this Will of the Wisp is, without the light, there is no dark. So there's a balance of both. Our darkness helps bring light to who we are, um, to our journey, and um, things that we are, or people that we are meant to meet along the way on our journey on the path. So I hope that helps, Arlene. That's what I love too about Colette's cards, is that even if it might be a slightly difficult subject, the artwork is very beautiful, and it's very supportive. It's not a heavy energy, or a heavy image to look at. Oh, the indignity of being moved. I know, Paula Lizzie. I know. It sounds right. Okay. And one of the things about, it's interesting they'll call it shadow work. And then you have light work. And it almost gives like the connotation of light is good, dark is bad, but you can't have one of them without the other, or else that brings imbalance and disharmony, and then we don't learn our lessons. Kind of like the shades. I kind of like the idea of the shades, of gray, the shades of dark. See how I put that into words? Because being an artist, I love exactly finding balance. Being an artist, I love colors, and sometimes I don't like using the grays because they're tend like, well, grays and darks and stuff aren't very pretty. But lately, I've been pulling my pencils out again and doing swatches to know exactly what these colors look like. And a lot of the grays, the darks, um, the lights are just really beautiful in and unto themselves. And you really can't see the beauty of a lot of these lighter shades of colors that I have in my pencils unless I use them on a dark paper. And I can't see the beauty of some of these dark grays and black colors if I don't have the white paper. So it's that absolute finding balance. Oh, bye, Hilda. If you're still here, I want to miss her saying goodbye. But if you watch it back, thanks for coming by, Hilda. And I hope I said hi to you, Scott. I think I did. It's all beautiful. Mix is complete. Yes. So I just feel like I need to keep shuffling this deck. So if anybody would like a little mini reading, let me know. Magician short, confidence in your magic. So have confidence in yourself. Whatever you consider is your magic. If you practice magic, have confidence in it. Have that light around you. Magic can be in creating connecting to me. Magic is also muse. It's energy. It's contained within all of us. Kind of like well, not kind of like, but with me with Reiki. When you learn Reiki um, and you rub your hands together and you pull them apart and you feel that energy, that warmth, that healing energy. That's what's considered magic, because that's what you use when you do spell work to improve finances in your house, for abundance, for healing, for self-love. um, it's just everything that we need is contained within ourselves. And I love that magician sword. It's kind of like the Excalibur, only you can wield your own sword. You have it in you to do it, and you need to have confidence in that. Gunmetal, yes. Oh, okay, Wendy. More than happy. Yeah, the weather's supposed to be nice here this weekend. A little bit cooler. We had a little bit of a break. And now that I've just had my brakes done on my car, here I am thinking I'm catching up with the credit cards. $500 for brakes. But it's better than not working brakes, that's for sure. So I'm hoping to maybe visit some friends this weekend. in Buffalo. Let's see what we get for Wendy. Preparations come to fruition. So the net caster. So Wendy, preparations come to fruition. So it feels like something that you have been working on, planning for, any special projects that you have. I'm seeing, writing down, making an outline, kind of like brainstorming, picking out certain projects that are most important to you, and kind of like, okay, let's see these, like, I'll take this set here that I can work on, if it's just a few, and focusing your energy and your attention on those. And it's beautiful. It says it's everything that you're preparing for is coming to fruition. So a lot of things that you've had planned, projects, things that you want to set into motion, um, it's all been gathered in that beautiful silvery net of the stars. And I love the stars too because it's full of hope. Stars are guidance. It helps us to dream, expand our imagination. And so it looks like you have a lot of things that you have been preparing for. Is starting to come to fruition. It's never, let's see, it's never ending. Always something. Opportunities are coming up because of it. I got the caterpillar. I think this card's kind of cool, but sometimes I get a little creeped out by it. But it's the caterpillar. You know, cats are very instinctual animals. They're very intuitive animals. So all of those um, things that you've been planning for, it's been involving your intuition, um, your connection to your higher source, um, the energy that you put out to the universe to manifest, are all bringing in these opportunities. So wonderful cards. Um, Preparations are coming to fruition. And you can see the tiny little net just catching all these beautiful little sea life, but they're not being hurt. So these are these beautiful things that she's been wanting to collect and to work on. Everything's all coming to fruition. They're bringing you, excuse me, opportunities and skywriting, the fates. So I like this too because to me it looks like it could be wings of an angel, but it also feels like something's dancing in the sky as well, and the skywriting. So it's letting you know to keep an eye out for symbols, um, things that you may see that come to you. You may see a form or a shape, excuse me, in the clouds, or you might see something in a flower, or you might see something passing by. You might see a certain bird. There are just messages coming to you. Um, Also, with the moon, intuition coming down, the connections, the flight, the connection to higher self, um, tapping into the fates. The fates are working with you, your spirit guides are working through you. Um, these opportunities are coming to you, and you're going to be able to recognize them because of the symbols or the signs that they are giving to you, and you're seeing them and you're connecting with them. So, just really wonderful cards. So, whatever projects or a single project that you've been working on, I see a lot of that coming to fruition, and just, keeping an eye out for the signs and the symbols, and just knowing that they're going to be presented to you. Good night, Flowing. Thank you for joining us. Ooh, what's a foul? It's the ooh. What did I miss? Okay. We have monsoon weather all week. Muggy. Oh, are you in oh, there. Yep, Arizona. I was going to say, Arlene, I used to live in Flagstaff, so yeah, those monsoons, you guys really need it. Flagstaff was my home for um almost 9 years, And having seen the fires and everything over the last few years, it's just been so heartbreaking. And I do have friends and I have family now that live up in Flagstaff. So I still feel like it's a part of my home. And I'm really glad that you guys are starting to finally get the rain. Let's see, it's not the heat, it's the stupidity. Or did you mean the humidity? Yes, foul. Great read. Okay. Thank you, Wendy. I know I'm starting to lose my voice, so um, I've been almost on for an hour. So if anybody else would like a card, please let me know. If not, I will pull one more for the general collective before I say goodnight for the evening. And to thank everybody who showed up. Sip, sip. Yeah, I don't have any sip, sip. Too bad I can't make that little one. Oh, bring me some sip, sip. Okay, so card for the collective. They've been having mudslides. Yeah, I've seen that. That's, I've seen pictures and it just blows my mind that what was home and places that I used to love to go to, to hike, to visit, or to, just even see from my window have been devastated by the fires is unbelievable. Oh, Serena, honey, you're welcome. Take good care of yourself, sweetheart, please. Okay. And card for the collective, ego sublimation, the vanishing mirror. So I think that what this is, really reminding ourselves right now is that we kind of have to let go of our ego and start looking and processing it, kind of stepping out of our own way. And like when we look in the mirror, look beyond what we see, know that we are so much more and that we have to get past that ego talk that's in our heads about ourselves and also with other people. So trying to release that my counselor likes to call it that stinking thinking and just get out of our ego and try to start seeing a reflection of who we are with people that are in our inner circles, people that we might disagree with, still see ourselves reflected in them to us because for each other we are our own and for each other we're our reflections, and then some of those reflections might not always be something that we want to see but learn like as a lesson, just being very aware of what we perceive ourselves to be, especially as being seen through others, and to let that ego go and to kind of look past of the outer and look to see what is, within ourselves, what's more of our souls, kind of like the window of our souls, looking into each other's eyes and seeing and recognizing each other through our eyes and our hearts and not necessarily um, the mask that we use for when we go out in public or with friends or with family or with work, and even the ones that we use on ourselves. So it's trying to just kind of start working past the ego and start looking into the beauty of who we are in our souls. So I think that's a beautiful message and something that we can all take from. God, mudslides, don't even get me started. I was trapped in California. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah. I have a cousin who works up in Tuba City, and it's been quite the eye opener for her moving to Flagstaff. But yeah, hearing, Donny Park, watching with the flooding and the mudslides, Wupaki and that whole area on the south of Flag, it's heartbreaking for me to see that, because that was my home. It still is, my home in here. So many prayers, love, and blessings to my friends, family, and everybody. You too, Arlene, living in Flag in northern Arizona. Sedona too. I absolutely miss Sedona. So thank you, Viviani. I appreciate that. Yes, every little bit helps. Yes, you're welcome. Everybody have a great weekend. Thank you again, Kala. And hopefully I will maybe see some of you tomorrow, 2 p.m., when I have Circle Friends, Kelly and Allie, joining me on my channel to read on the incredible life and legacy of Amelia Earhart. Not just the mystery of her disappearance, but so much that she accomplished. I live in Sedona. Oh, Arlene, my favorite spot to go to when I would come down to Sedona when I was in Flag was the airport vortex. I love climbing on top of that butte and just sitting there and feeling that energy and just looking over and seeing all the beautiful red rocks and the shapes, you know, the shadows would make on the face of the stones and the rocks, and that beautiful breeze is just like, oh, there's some days when it gets sometimes to be a little too much. I just sit right there and I take that all, I remember it, and I try to put myself back there. I don't know if I do, Viviani. I might, because I've been having to really cut back on my cards and my art supplies, but it's anything that I really need. Um, so I'm doing good, thank you. Yes, on Sunrise. It would be kind of weird having the airport go over afterwards, but still, to me, that was my favorite place to go. And Sedona was on top of there, and of course, Tlaquepaque. Love going to Tlaquepaque. And Arlene, I used to work for Crystal Magic, not the Sedona location, but the Flagstaff one as well. So, yes, tomorrow, Amelia Earhart, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And a great song by Joni Mitchell. I did not know Joni Mitchell wrote a song about Amelia Earhart, so I'll have to check that out. So, okay, again, everybody, thank you again for everyone who was here, that stopped by, that said hello. I appreciate the support, and I will all see you next time. Mwah.